There's a good lad. How does it go?
Hello, sir.
My associate, Sherlock Holmes, said you might have information for him about... now, what was it?
The princess, Gov. He was looking for the scuttlebutt on this here princess what we visiting. Exciting goings on. Her bodyguard went missing the first morning after she got here. Nice job to look after a princess's body, innit, sir? They say he went out on the town having a go with the ladies, if you get my meaning. Like as not, he was trapped by some gang of toughs. Otherwise, who'd get the best of him? A proper giant he was by all accounts. Do I get me coins then, sir? Oh, thank you, sir. Obliged, I'm sure.
Good morning. Has your sprain improved?
Good morning, Dr. Watson. It is slowly showing improvement. What can I do for you?
Would you happen to have a book on the Maoris?
If I have one available, it would be on that bottom shelf, although I'm not sure if I still have that particular book.
Please don't trouble yourself. I will look for it. Good day.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Holmes, what on earth did you say to Barnes to put him in such a state?
Not now, Watson. Although I'm sure this bit of news is most significant, it must wait. We are piecing together a singular affair. This abduction story is much more complex than it appears. As I noted before, our next move is to locate the place of employment for one of the villains who abducted the young Maori. What part of London would such a man call home? Yes, Watson, there is little room for doubt. Our man is a bargeman who works at the Thames River wharfs. He is more precisely employed to transport and handle fish brought in by various ships. Our next step is obvious. We must find a cab and make haste to the Thames, near the warehouses.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Let's go.
Why did we come here, Holmes? Brrr, it's rather sinister here, and so cold.
Precisely, Watson. Ah, good. Here's a pub. We can warm ourselves inside.
Excellent, Holmes.
Good day to you, sir. Could you serve up 2 of your best pints and some information, if you please?
My pleasure, sir. What can I do for you?
My friend and I are looking for a man who works one of the fishing boats at the docks. The name of the ship escapes me, but I do know for certain fact it has a coal-fed boiler.
In truth, there are dozens of such boats that lay anchor here every day. What can you tell me about the look of him?
Only that he is a robust man, about this size, wearing iron soles.
Little help there. You've just described half of my customers. I have nothing for you. Here now, look for a man called Harper. He lives in a house not far from here, after the bridge near the warehouses. You can't go wrong finding his place. It has a large anchor painted on it.
Either way, I am in your debt. Please tell me, for curiosity's sake, what troubles your friend?
He's been waiting ever so long for a new wooden hand. It was to be here yesterday, but still no sign of it. He is quite low and has taken to the drink.
The devil, last night a nasty flea woke me, and me with only the hook on me scratching hand. And to add to me worries, imagine last summer I had worms.
Worms?
Yes, worms is what it was. A sudden attack in the middle of the night, again with only the one hand, and that blasted hook on the other. In me misery, I used the wrong hand. Lord, I was unable to so much as sit for 3 weeks.
Well, gentlemen, again thank you. Have a nice day.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. This is private property. There's no entry here.
What do you make of this, Holmes?
Closed, tight. This old rope seems intact. No trace of soot present. No one is here. Excuse me for disturbing you, but I am looking for a man named Mr. Harper. Do you know him? He lives just opposite you.
He gone. Boat.
Watson, I know this accent. These people are Nepalese, and as luck would have it, I am familiar with this dialect.
Nepalese? Holmes, are you sure?
Ahonitra, Chigong Senitra.
Nito, tro, bo petro, toro mitro, doka.
This woman says her family has suffered a grave misfortune. This altar is for her son, a lad of 16, who disappeared just 1 week ago.
Could he have run away to sea, or some other youthful adventure?
Il koga bratsen, but presindra cum.
Bo petro, toro mitro, ka, waekta, doricoto. Nito, tro, petro.
She said a man was seen in the area making inquiries about her son and their family. The man worked at the docks and had a silver eye. Yes, exactly. He was a vile man with one silver eye. Malinhe gas, sundre broket hado.
Liga, toro mitro, ka, petro, doka. Nito, waektoricota.
She also says her son's belongings are on this altar. She says we may examine them and take anything that might help find her son.
But what does this have to do with Captain Stennick's servant?
Petro, hidoka.
This is not Nepali. It looks like silver, but judging by the weight, it's a fake. Hello to you again, sir. I won't waste time. We have discovered new details that may lead us to this elusive seaman. Most significantly, the man has a missing eye and wears a silver ball in its place.
By God, that can be no other than Dirty Summers. A nasty brute, that one.
Where could one find him?
He must have signed on with a ship, because he was here last night looking to hire some men.
How did he behave while he was here?
He gave me extra to secure the private table behind that curtain. During his time here, men of all sorts came and went seeking positions. However, he seemed nervous and fearful as his knife was unsheathed and ready the whole of the night.
May I examine this table behind the curtain?
Certainly, if it will help.
These cuts seem quite recent. There are 4 symbols.
Have you found anything of importance, sir?
Petro, hidoka. Petro, hidoka.
Watson, it appears this young man is ill. Be a good man and see how serious it is.
Here now, my young man. Let's have a look at you. Oh, Holmes. This man isn't ill. He's drunk. He fairly reeks of alcohol.
It's not my fault. I swear it. My head. Oh, this gang of young toughs. They forced it on me. And then on top of it, they stole my parcel.
What's that? You say you were forced to drink. Explain this and spare no details.
Yesterday afternoon, I was given a parcel to deliver to an address not far from here. I was near the warehouse district when a gang of young lads attacked me. Before I could think, they drew knives and gave me a bottle, telling me if I valued my life, I better drink it all. Well, let me tell you, I drank without stopping. I became giddy, and then must have passed out. I remember nothing else, except waking up a moment ago, finding myself alone. My parcel gone.
But what could they have wanted, Holmes?
It's obvious, Watson. They were seeking some poor soul on whom to test their vile concoction. Tell me, could this bottle be the one they gave you?
I can't say. It could be. I feel ill just looking at it.
It has a unique flavor. Rather tasty, I might add. There's no mistaking my senses. This contains turnips. In fact, a liberal amount.
But where are you off to, Holmes?
Watson, it is time to seek out the distillers of this unique brew. If they are located in this district, they may have much to tell us. That part of the warehouse seems an ideal place to hide, but it would be difficult for anyone to get there.
So, what about it?
I am missing something.
So?
I assume this is your special recipe?
That depends on who's asking. If it's the law, then I have nothing to do with this. If you're a customer, 2 shillings gets you a taste.
A fair price indeed. Unfortunately, this vintage is a bit full-bodied for my taste, but I would be very happy to recover a parcel that went missing near this very spot.
Have you found anything of importance?
Good news, sir. Here is what you were waiting for.
Oh, thank you, sir. I could kiss you.
Here now, you can't just leave this laying about like that.
Lord love you, the scrapers ordered here as well. Come now, let's celebrate with a drink.
So, what about it?
I am missing something.
What?
One other thing. Have you seen this before?
Yes, I saw it. One of the dock workers, an odd sort, gave it to a gang member, Brannock. He wanted Brannock to join their gang or I don't know what. Must have been nigh on 2 weeks ago. 2 days later, he went missing and not a word since.
This man who gave your friend the pendant, can you describe him?
Not very tall, strong, wearing a red cap, and he with a hare lip. You could likely find him near Warehouse 12. He told Brannock he worked there.
Thank you. By the way, my friend the postman feels badly used. You should change the recipe.
Oh, I was sure of that. Turnips weren't near rotted enough. Maybe they need a longer soaking in the gutter water. Now, off with a pair of you.
This should prove useful. I need something. I need something. I need something. What a pity. The window is closed and the front door is barred. We must gain entry. But how?
But why in blazes are we breaking in? Ah, Holmes! Bravo, Holmes!
Ah, it bites! A splendid catch, Watson, but I prefer to let it go. After you. Look closely, Watson. These marks upon the ground tell the tale. There were repeated trips made between the place with the sailcloth and that large box. The end of this hat pin is covered with blood. Look, Watson, a page torn from an American passport. One Amos Colby, 36 years old, from Boston, Massachusetts. He arrived here just 3 weeks ago. What business did he have here?
This drawing on the back of this page, it resembles some vision of a demon and... Good God, Holmes! It was drawn with blood!
It would seem likely that whoever cut themselves with this pin is also the artist of this demoniac image.
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
This should prove useful. Sails, and according to this tab, the case is measured 2 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. I cannot do this.
We can't do this in such a way. How could we lift up this weight?
Let us pause to consider the facts, Watson. No mystery can resist an agile mind. I cannot do this. I cannot do this.
Bravo, Holmes!
Watson, we must inspect this place carefully and leave no stone unturned. We have little time. It is too dark in here. I must find a way to light this place. Blood! I need something. Someone has emptied these cases of sailcloth to hold something very different, but still suited to their particular form.
Oh my God, Holmes, you do not mean that all these crates are better called coffins? Good God!
Tread lightly, Watson. This place seems alive and watchful. That smell. This water contains a strong opiate. Metal boxes, and here is one that still bears a label. It is in the shape of a flower, which appears to be Edelweiss, and it is black. How remarkable. They are not common. I must take the contents of the opiate, beyond all doubt.
You are right. This is definitely an opiate. Holmes, could these villains be opium smugglers?
A box full of pendants in the shape of a pelican. These are brothers to the one found at the Napolis house. Quite useless. These trinkets are nothing but charming decoys. This should prove useful.
What a horror!
This message is engraved in some language unknown to me. I must make a copy of this message before the police arrive. A herd of buffalo could not leave a greater mess than the local constabulary. This man was bound with rope shortly before his death.
This man fought hard before his tragic end. The dreadful-looking broken statuette reveals much about his terrible struggle.
This message is engraved in some language unknown to me. I must make a copy of this message before the police arrive. A herd of buffalo could not leave a greater mess than the local constabulary. The left sleeve of this costume bears slight traces of blood, and here the pocket is pierced. Aha! There appear to be papers inside. What a peculiar drawing. This man's right index finger is coated with dust. This man has a small wound on his left thumb. He must have drawn that strange figure in blood on the torn passport page. This message is engraved in... I must make a copy of this message before the police arrive. A herd of buffalo could not leave a greater mess than the local constabulary. This message is engraved... I must make a copy of... This message is in... I must make a copy... This message is engraved... I must make a copy... Excellent. A perfect copy of those symbols.
Bravo, Holmes!
This unfortunate man must have interrupted the kidnappers while they were transferring their victims.
What are you speaking about?
All of the kidnapped people were kept here, and from the look of things, for some days. There must have been a good number of them, so they were drugged to keep them docile. Then, with the vile assistance of riffraff hired by Dirty Summers, they loaded these people into the missing cases from the warehouse. Last night, these poor unfortunates were loaded onto a waiting ship, their destination as yet unknown.
Oh my God! Holmes! Look!
Let's leave this place, Watson. We can do nothing here. See that this is delivered to Mr. Holmes at the Diogenes Club as quickly as possible. Do not leave without his reply, though such insistence will undoubtedly cause Mycroft some distress.
What the devil are you doing, Holmes?
I am sending a letter to my dear brother and including a reference to the strange markings I found on the temple stones. Perhaps he can make something of them. Watson, I must know what was in the metal boxes that we found in this strange temple.